Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. Risky Business is a 1983 comedy drama film that was written and directed by Paul Brickman in his directorial debut. The film stars Tom Cruise and Rebecca De Mornay in the lead roles. The storyline of the movie goes that left alone in the wealthy northern suburb of Chicago with the family house and Porsche at his disposal, Joel, through his scheming friends, finds himself entertaining to die for Lady of the Night, Lana. After meeting Joel's enthusiastic friends, Lana spots a business opportunity and suggests bringing in some of her equally stunning colleagues. Joel is immediately set back by this idea and doesn't like it at all, at least until his father's Porsche accidentally falls into Lake Michigan. This required him to come up with a quick infusion of ready cash, making her proposition much more intriguing. In an effort for Tom Cruise, who was 20 during the filming, to look more teenage in appearance, the producers put him through an unusual bit of physical training. Cruise worked out 7 days a week in order to shed 10 pounds. Once he had accomplished that, he immediately ceased working out and he ate extremely fatty foods in order to get a quick layer of baby fat. This is how they achieved that fresh-faced teenage look on the star. The most iconic shot of the film, and probably its trademark, is the dance scene where Joel dances to old-time rock and roll. That entire scene was completely improvised. In the script, Cruise is simply instructed to dance to rock music. And then the sunglasses that he wears are the Ray-Ban Wayfarer models. Annual sales for Wayfarers were languishing, but they skyrocketed to new levels after the movie's release. This film and the Blues Brothers contributed to the longtime popularity of the Wayfarers ever since. Timothy Hutton was the first choice for the role of Joel, but he turned it down in favor of working with Sidney Lumet on Daniel in 1983. Tom Cruise and Hutton had both starred in Taps from 1981. It seems that Hutton was a little old for this role. He would have been 24 as opposed to Tom Cruise's 20. Also, he had already played the repressed North Shore rich boy with a dark side in Ordinary People. According to Tom Cruise, the director initially was really unsure of casting him. He had seen Cruise's role in Taps, and he wanted to know if this guy was right for Joel. He felt like he was a killer actor. Cruise's agent, without Cruise knowing, arranged for him to drop by the office just to say hello to Brickman. Cruise walked in wearing a jean jacket, and he sported a chipped tooth. His hair was greasy. He wasn't looking good at all. He walked in and started talking with an Oklahoma accent because he was working on the film The Outsiders and he needed that accent for that role. The director looked at him and was taken back. After filming was complete on The Outsiders, he flew back to LA and auditioned again. He walked in to see this stunningly gorgeous woman. That was Rebecca De Mornay, who had already been cast in the role. The director wanted to see if the two of them worked well together. Cruise tested, and to make a long story short, they didn't test very well together at all. But the director just believed in Cruise and thought he could pull all this off. So he ended up getting the role, and he's perfect for it. Curtis Armstrong was in the film too, and he was making his film debut there. He kept a journal of what was going on during filming. His early impressions of Tom Cruise, he made the notes that he was a very interesting character, and he really didn't know what to make of him. but he felt like he was probably on the brink of a great career. But when it came to doing things with him, socially or professionally, he was not terribly reliable. He was always late, very casual with other people's time. He stated that despite all of that, it's difficult not to like the guy. Frank Sinatra was considered for the role of Guido, but he was deemed too serious for that part, and he was also too old. Sinatra was almost 60 at that point, a little old to be playing a young, tough, athletic pimp who chases Joel around the city. The director had a completely different ending for the film, with a rather pessimistic tone. With Joel still being accepted to Princeton, he and Lana sit on the roof of a building overlooking the city, pondering his future and hers. Lana states that she didn't set him up, but he doesn't believe her, while Joel asks for her embrace, and she reluctantly does so. The studio, however, had a different idea. They wanted a more feel-good ending, because this was the popular theme of teen movies at the time. So both versions were shot and shown to test audiences. It was agreed that the studio's preference would be the proper ending for the film. Joel's house is located at 1258 Linden Avenue in Highland Park, Illinois. In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Cameron's house is located at 370 Beach Street in Highland Park. In real life, they are located just around the corner from each other. They used 4 1978 Porsche models for the film, including one that was gutted for the lake scene and another that was painted gold. A collector tried to track down all of the Porsches, but only found one of them, which he ended up buying for $49,000 at a Hollywood auction sale. Tom Cruise and Rebecca De Mornay began dating during this production. This complicated matters on the set. De Mornay had been dating Harry Dean Stanton, who she had become involved with romantically during the filming of One from the Heart in 1981. Harry Dean Stanton became so upset about her seeing and being with Tom Cruise that he flew in from L.A. to Chicago to confront Tom Cruise. He went to his hotel and banged on the door, but Tom Cruise never answered. As time went on, Harry Dean Stanton and Rebecca De Mornay became very close friends, although they had stopped their romantic involvement with each other. At one point, she asked Stanton, when he was banging on the door, what would have happened if Tom Cruise had opened it. Stanton said he really didn't know. He was just upset that he was losing his girl. This is a fun movie to watch. Go back and take a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.